Now, looking at the wiring diagram for what you're going to do to get these powered up, for the first order of business on these is to hunt down the wires that are going to light up the gauges at night. So these are going to be in this older car. I don't know, typically for 911s and 912s, the color coding is about the same. In fact, for this 912, I have on several occasions had to use a later 911 wiring diagram to wire the rear lights. But at any rate, the color code for the wires that will light up that provide power when your headlights are on are these black wires with a royal blue stripe on them. So these are going to be for night to power the night powering. You can see this is the same one. This is for the center one. For larger gauges, there's typically two of them. Here you have for this inner 4-inch hole, here's your night light right there. And then here you have the night light here that I have. This actually goes around and then comes through on this gauge over here. So that's the positive for the night light when your headlights are on right here, the black with the royal blue stripe on it. So obviously for any of the Speedhut gauges, you have a positive, you have a red, black, and a white. The black is ground, the red is positive power, constant power, or key on power. And then I would make it constant power, not key on. But it depends on the gauge. And then the white is for the night light. Then the turn signal lights in this car are right here. They're easily findable because remember they were on the center gauge, which was the tachometer here. So if you hunt this down, you'll see two light bulbs connected by a smaller harness here, where this is going to be the ground, and then the wires running to either one of these lights are positive. So this black with a white stripe is the positive for the left turn signal, and then this is a ground, and then this black with a green stripe you can see on the side there, behind there, right through there. The black with the green stripe right there, that's the positive for, there you can see it, the black with the green stripe. That's the positive for the right turn signal. So you tap into those, and then the bright light is this here. It's by itself, sitting right here with the white wire with the blue trim. So that is once that's grounded, there's not a ground wire going to these because it's grounded on the chassis. So these are your bright light. That's your bright light power right there. And then you have your turn signal powers right here. So I'm putting those three wires, the left turn signal, right turn signal, in the speedometer in this gauge here. And then the bright light is that blue LED that's powered by this white positive wire with a single bulb right here, which is right there. That's the bright light indicator right here. So there you have it. Every gauge has a positive line for night lighting, and then none of these, you're not going to really use any of these because with an LS you have all new lines coming off the engine. And there is a way through an LS, the ODBC, the ODB2, to tap into the CAN bus, which is the electrical output for LS engines, the LS computer system, where you can hack into those, and then through CAN bus, the nomenclature and the wiring system for LS GM Chevrolets, you can daisy chain gauges by simply connecting them together. But what really works out with anyone doing LS swaps, when you look into what they've done for the instrument cluster, is you commonly, and Speedhut will tell you this, just take every gauge, and then run it to the engine. And don't even go to the computer. Well, you can hack off the ODB2 of the computer system, but my harness manufacturer said just run from the gauge to a sensor on the engine. So this will be an oil pressure sensor that's down on the engine block, right near the oil pan. This is the tachometer that I'll hack into the ODB2 where I have to solder in a small resistor as well. This is the quad gauge with 4 signals that I have to tap into from those engine components. The fuel system, the fuel pressure, I actually have to go back to the engine and pull that off the fuel rail with a fuel pressure sensor indicator, or a fuel pressure sensor that bolts into the fuel rail. Then I'll run a wire up through the tunnel to get to this. And then this is the speedometer, which is GPS, which really only takes a ground and a positive, and then a white wire for the night lighting, and then a single antenna lead that goes to it's a coax cable that goes to a battery or a antenna that you can mount somewhere in your dash, hide it up in a corner. So it's very actually stupid easy to wire up these gauges. There's nothing really to it. You don't have to refer to the Porsche wiring diagram. Just make sure your battery's in, turn the headlights on, and then hunt for whatever. Make sure you ground these on the edge of the chassis like this, and then once you ground it and see the light on, you'll find what you're after. Turn the brights off, turn the key on, put the right signal on. You'll see when you ground these, you'll see these blinking and you'll hear the signal indicator blinking as well. Then turn the left signal on, ground these, and then you can find the left turn signal indicator. Then I'm putting those in the speedometer here to the right. So those 3 wires, highlight the high beams, the left and right turn signals, is all that is really specific for the gauges. And then the gauges are just going to have their own dedicated wiring that goes back to the engine, the harness, and there you have it.